don't need no education.
The 1970s were a golden era for ambitious, storytelling-driven rock albums. From sci-fi epics to tales of love, loss, and rebellion, these records didn't just deliver songs, they created entire worlds. Today, we're diving into 10 of the best rock concept albums from the 70s that every true fan should own. Get ready to relive the magic, the drama, and the genius that made these albums timeless classics. In 1976, Tales of Mystery and Imagination felt like stepping into a dark, candlelit library filled with the words of Edgar Allan Poe. Parsons, fresh off engineering Dark Side of the Moon, crafted a lush cinematic soundscape where prog rock met gothic storytelling. With haunting narrations, soaring guitars, and orchestral swells, the album was an atmosphere, a journey through mystery and madness.
No prayer remove him, and I must hear for him.
Today, it still stands as one of the 70s finest concept albums, a reminder of when rock dared to be art and dared to haunt the imagination. Now it's time to spin back the years. Let's drop the needle and revisit highlights from the record.
Is but a dream within a dream.
And your thoughts won't fit together, so you nothing could change my mind.
Why is it
Berlin is a tragic rock opera about a doomed couple, Jim and Caroline, and addresses themes of drug use, prostitution, depression, domestic violence, and suicide.
you ought to learn more about yourself?
The lush arrangements, pianos, choirs, strings, contrasted with Reed's dry, almost detached voice, making the tragedy hit even harder.
What is in her mind? Caroline says.
Back then, critics didn't know what to make of it, as it felt like peering into a broken soul.
And me, I just don't care at all.
Today, Berlin is revered as one of the 70s most daring concept albums. A reminder that rock could tell stories as heartbreaking as any novel or film.
All the great things that life's got to give.
Now it's time to spin back the years. Let's drop the needle and revisit highlights from the record.
She's like a child staring at her feet. Men of good fortune. She says she doesn't want a man who leans. How do you think it feels? And when do you? 'Cause honey, I'm just like a alley cat. And when you're all of her friends call her Alaska, because they said she was not a good mother. Oh, what I feel.
Journey to the Center of the Earth is a rock adaptation of Jules Verne's 1864 sci-fi novel. It tells the story of Professor Lidenbrook, his nephew Axel, and their guide Hans, who follow a passage to the Earth's center originally discovered by Arne Saknussemm, an Icelandic alchemist.
Two men incensed by one man's journey from the past.
Performed live with a full orchestra, choir, and Wakeman's dazzling keyboards, it wasn't just rock. It was theater, science fiction, and symphony rolled into one.
To reach the mountainside.
At the time, no one had heard anything quite like it. And that ambition is why it still stands as one of the boldest and most beloved concept albums of the 1970s. Now it's time to spin back the years. Let's drop the needle and revisit highlights from the record.
In the darkness he cried. Voices, voices, voices he heard.
I may make you feel, but I can't make you think. Really don't mind if you sit this one out.
Thick as a Brick wasn't just an album, it was a playful masterpiece.
To be thick as a brick.
Presented as one continuous 40-minute track, wrapped inside a faux newspaper, it blurred the line between music, satire, and theater.
Street brings the close of play.
Ian Anderson and company poked fun at the idea of serious concept albums, yet ironically created one of the greatest of all time.
It's so far away. I'm a bad dream, and he fears himself in the night.
It was quirky, ambitious, and utterly unique. Proof that progressive rock could be both clever and musically brilliant. Now it's time to spin back the years. Let's drop the needle and revisit highlights from the record.
I may make you feel, but I can't make you think.
The poet and the painter casting shadows on the water as the sun and the world moves and your way of I see you shuffle in the courtroom with your rings upon your fingers and you down. We'll take a child from him, put it to the test. The pavements are empty, the gutters run red while the full ghost is gone in the sky. Well, make your will and testament, or would you join your local government? Well, that's so.
Close to the Edge was written by John Anderson and Steve Howe, and its 18-minute length marked the longest track Yes had recorded at the time. Anderson gained initial inspiration from The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien, while listening to Symphony Numbers 6 and 7 by Jean Sibelius, one of his favorite composers. With just 3 tracks filling the entire album, It was less a collection of songs and more a spiritual journey blended into a soundscape that felt both cosmic and deeply human. Now it's time to spin back the years. Let's drop the needle and revisit highlights from the record.
A man can see the moment answers to the dream. Oh, complete in the sight of seed of life with you. The preacher training on to lose his name. The teacher trained man. And you and I go on. He was happy.
2112 was the album that saved the band's career and cemented their legacy. At a time when record executives pushed for radio-friendly hits, Rush boldly delivered a 20-minute sci-fi epic about individuality versus conformity. Rush created a futuristic tale that resonated with fans who felt like outsiders themselves. Do you remember putting on the vinyl, hearing that opening overture, and being swept into another world? "2112 wasn't just music, it was rebellion, imagination, and proof that rock could be as daring as any great novel.
And the meek shall inherit the earth.
Now it's time to spin back the years. Let's drop the needle and revisit highlights from the record.
I can't believe you're saying I stand the trouble spiral staring. Just think of what my life might be. We're on the train to Bangkok. Above the time you have entered the twilight zone. Beyond this world's strange sweet memories. I never thought it would be like this. What would touch me deeper? Wow, you don't get something for nothing. You can have freedom.
So love, the priest that ties the world.
Ziggy play guitar, jamming good with weird.
Described as a loose concept album and rock opera, Ziggy Stardust focuses on Bowie's titular alter ego, Ziggy Stardust,
There's a starman waiting in the sky.
a fictional androgynous and bisexual rock star who is sent to Earth as a savior before an impending apocalyptic disaster.
So where were the spiders?
In the story, Ziggy wins the hearts of fans, but suffers a fall from grace after succumbing to his own ego. This was more than an album. It was theater, fashion, and pure rock and roll storytelling. Bowie turned vinyl into a cosmic journey that spoke to outsiders, dreamers, and anyone searching for identity.
Freak out in a moonlight daydream. Oh yeah.
Now it's time to spin back the years. Let's drop the needle and revisit highlights from the record.
We've got 5 years, what a surprise.
played guitar, jamming good with Weird and Gilly. I'm stuck at Dixie, but don't lean on me, man, 'cause you ain't got time. Oh no, love, you're not alone. No matter what I'll rule you. On Broadway.
The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway is prog rock at its most cinematic and surreal. Peter Gabriel's theatrical storytelling follows Rail, a Puerto Rican youth navigating a dreamlike New York filled with strange characters and bizarre landscapes.
Lies down.
One morning in New York City, Rail witnesses a lamb lying down on Broadway, which has a profound effect on him, hence the album title.
Get out! It seems they cannot leave it.
The band's intricate arrangements bring the story vividly to life. At the time, it was ambitious, confounding, and magical. A shining example of how rock could tell a full, immersive story. Now it's time to spin back the years. Let's drop the needle and revisit highlights from the record.
Still walking in cocoon, cocoon, have I come to do something for you? In the glare of the light, I see a strange kind of sight. When the rain of blackness bright, the kick of days youth. In the eye of 40, I was just 17. The wall is soft and warm, gives off some kind of heat. I'd rather trust a countryman than a town man. The chamber was in confusion, all the voices shouting loud. I can only just hear them. All the pumping's nearly over for my sweetheart. This is the one for me. The scent grows richer. He knows he must be near. He finds her. I wandered lonely as a cloud till I came upon this dirty street. Subway sounds, sounds of complaint, the smell of acid on his when you're racing in the rapids, there's only one way, that's to ride. Rock and be late to roll, give you another man to pay the toll. It has no.
Quadrophenia is a quintessential rock opera that captured the restless spirit of youth. Pete Townsend crafted the story of Jimmy, a young mod struggling with identity, love, and rebellion in 1960s England.
I went back to my mother. I said, I'm crazy, Ma, help me.
Who becomes a fan of The Who after a concert in Brighton.
Can you see the real
With the fashion of the outcast.
With this album, the band delivered explosive music. Fans remember dropping the needle on the vinyl and being swept into a storm of emotion and energy. Quadrophenia wasn't just an album, it was a portrait of a generation, full of angst, thrill, and unforgettable rock moments. Now it's time to spin back the years. Let's drop the needle and revisit highlights from the record.
I sit and tell him about my weekend, but he never betrays what it Suit, suit, white jacket with side pins, 5 inches long. Woo! I'm the new president, and I grew and I bet. Don't you know, darling? Where do you get those blue jeans? Faded, patched. If you let them do it to you, you got yourself to blame. When a man is running from his boss who holds a gun that fires cops and people die from being. Is it in my head? Is it in my head? My jacket's gonna be cut slim and check. Maybe a touch of seersucker with an open. Why should I care? Why should I care? Here by the sea and sand, nothing ever goes as planned.
Spend my day licking boots for my pups.
What is it? I'll take it. Who is she? I'll ring. Pray on me.
Dad is flown across the ocean.
We don't need no education.
The Wall is a rock opera that explores abandonment, cycles of violence, and isolation, symbolized by a wall. The songs create a storyline of events in the life of Pink, a fictional rock star based on Waters and Pink Floyd's former frontman Syd Barrett. The album is a towering achievement in rock storytelling. It blends progressive rock, orchestral textures, and cinematic soundscapes. It wasn't just music, it was an experience, a rock opera that captured the anxieties and dreams of a generation, while redefining what a concept album could be. Now it's time to spin back the years. Let's drop the needle and revisit highlights from the record.
The sky may look blue. Ooh, Dad is flown across the ocean. We don't need no education. Ooh, babe.
Stranger in this town. Well, run to the bedroom and the suitcase on the left. You'll find my baby. Why are you running away? I don't need no arms around me.
I'm leaving you today. Goodbye.
Hey you, would you help me to carry the stone?
Is there anybody
out there. Got amazing powers of observation. Does anybody else in here feel the way I do? The child is grown, the dream is gone. There must be some mistake, I didn't mean to let them take away my soul. Go to the show to feel. You better make your face up with your favorite disguise. Waiting for words to come. Take off this uniform and leave the show. Good morning, a worm, your honor. The crowd will plainly show that.
I'm still the raven.
And there you have it. 10 of the greatest rock concept albums from the 1970s, each one a journey, a story, and a masterpiece in its own right. Which of these albums shaped your love for rock? Or maybe there's a hidden gem we didn't mention that still blows you away. Share your favorites in the comments and keep spinning those classic records. Until next time, keep the music alive and the stories rolling.
We don't